Rachel Holt for Nest and Fuel alongside editor-in-chief at bestride.com, Craig Fitzgerald.
I'm
Craig,
happy to be back.
You are looking fantastic
Thank
today,
you.
by
I
the
wore
way.
my mechanic gear because we're talking about cars and tires, and I wanted to look the part.
You do look the part.
Thank
You
you.
also brought some props to even more look like the part.
I did because you asked me a question specifically about tires.
I do have a question for you. So I do not know as much about cars as you do. So the other day, I took my car into the mechanic. I just needed a simple oil change, and this guy tells me I need a whole new set of tires.
Right?
That's about $500. I don't
Right.
know if I have that in my budget, so I want to know if I actually need those tires or if this guy's just playing me.
Well, think about your poor mechanic. How's he going to make his boat payment if
I
you
don't
don't buy
know.
tires, right? So I brought along these props to show you kind of the things that I look for when I try to determine if a tire is okay. I brought the world's oldest tire from the Nixon administration here. This thing is ancient. It's been on this rim forever.
This is rusty.
Rim's rusty. The tire has turned to plastic. It's like shiny. You can see your reflection in it. If you can see your reflection in your tire, that's probably a good indication it's time to go. But you can see that it's obviously pretty beat up. There's still tread on it though. But so what I look at is the condition of the, like in between the treads and stuff, and you can see this is starting to fall apart in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's really starting to get dry rotted in there because all the oils in the tire tend to, they'll evaporate after a while, and it renders these tires junk. So this is ready to get replaced regardless of whether the tread's on it.
Okay, I can tell you my tires do not look like that, thankfully.
Right.
So maybe I'm good.
How do you know how old your tires are? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'll show you how. On anything relatively modern, they put a date code on these tires. And this is pretty cool because it shows you the week and the year that this tire was manufactured. So this is the 52nd week. It's a 4-digit code.
Okay.
So that's the last week in the year in December, and the last 2 digits of the year. So that's 2014. So these tires are really 2.5 years old. They've got tons of life left in them. You want to replace a tire 8 years, 10 years, depending on how much tread you have left on it.
Craig, this thing feels much different than the other one.
Totally like grippy and sticky, and you can kind of feel that how that's going to grip the road. The other tire definitely won't grip it at all. So the other thing I look at is the tread condition and how much tread there is left on it. And you look at a tire like this and you go, yeah, I don't know, it's got some tread on it. The old trick was you took a penny and you stuck it in here, and if it went up to Lincoln's head, I don't know, it's confusing. I don't know which side of the penny to put in. So now modern tires, they have a little tread wear indicator in here. So when the tread gets down to a 32nd of an inch, it's even with that little wear bar in there. Time for those tires to go.
Okay, well my tires are somewhere in between. They're not as new as this.
Yep.
They're not as old as that.
Right.
What are we thinking?
If they're in decent condition and they're not 8 years old, you probably get another year, maybe 2 years out of them. But if they're down to the wear indicators, if they're showing any kind of cracks or anything, sorry, Rachel, you got to spend the $500.
That's not the answer I wanted.
I know.
Come on.
I'm doing my best here.
All right. Well, we thank you for the advice. For more car advice from Craig and people who actually know what they're talking about, check out Car Talk.